Hey, what's up? Happy New Year. I was watching this trailer from Arrival, and they had this helicopter scene.
Everyone's on list when it comes to translations. Priority one.
That's it. Like, it's a beautiful scene of the background and a helicopter. And I was thinking, there's no way they took this helicopter and found a beautiful sunset and a location and did this. This has to be CGI. So, and it just lasts for like 3 seconds, literally.
To translations. Priority one. What do they want?
Over, right? So I thought, hey, let's try to make something like this. So I made this. Now, granted, this is no Arrival, but it's something. And I'm sure you guys can do a lot better than this. I didn't even do anything with the color correction, not much. So let's just make this. Let's take the footage, start a new composition. So we have our footage here. Let's go to layer, new solid. Let's call it element. Effect, staying on the element layer, effect, video copilot, element, scene setup, import, and there's a link below for where you can get the chopper for free, the model of the chopper for free. Okay, so when I import it, it looks really, really small. I don't know if it's going to be the same on your computer, but on mine, it's really tiny. So I have to scale it up like 2500%. And there it is. So I'm going to rotate it. Just align it correctly. Hold shift to make it rotate at 90 degrees. So that's my helicopter. So now, the key is to figure out how do I make this rotor turn and this back rotor here. How do I make these two turn, right? So we're going to set that up right now. Okay, so first you have to go out of the material view to the mesh view. And then in this model, the rotor, and by the way, if you want to move around, just left click and you can move around, and if you want to strafe, you just hold the space bar and left click, okay? So in this one, the top rotor is this U817, and this rotor is UH15, okay? So we're going to take the top rotor, and under auxiliary animation, we're going to put it in channel 1. And then we're going to go to the rear rotor, and under auxiliary animation, we're going to put it under channel 2. And for the most part, we're done. So, and if we go back in there, this whole thing is under group 1, okay? So under group 1, you go to auxiliary channels, under channel 1, rotation, and I believe it's the third, yeah, the third from the bottom. So let's undo that. And we're going to put a little expression here by clicking on the stopwatch while holding Alt or the Option key. And type time times, I think I used 4,000 or 5,000, something like that. And same, we're going to do the same for the rear rotor under channel 2. Rotation. And I think for this one, it's the top one. Yeah. Okay. So again, hold the Alt or the Option key, hit the stopwatch, and time times 4,000. Okay, and if we just like take a look at this, if we render RAM preview, it's moving. Okay. Now, I'm not going to use all 11 seconds of video here. All I wanted was really a scene that moved back in time, just like this video here, where everything moves
Priority
back.
1.
Yeah, the camera moves back as the helicopter approaches it, right?
At the top of everyone's list when it comes to translations.
Camera's moving
Priority
back
1.
and the helicopter's approaching it. So that's what I wanted. So the camera's moving back in the scene, and I want the helicopter to approach the camera. All right, so we go to the beginning, and we have to first make a new camera. 50 millimeters is fine with me. You can put whatever you like, you're comfortable with. And we're going to use the C key or the the camera tracking tools here. And I'm going to hit the C key to move in between them. And I'm going to move this thing back. Okay. And again, hit the C key to toggle between your camera movement options. And I'm going to put this like somewhere here where there's a little bit of contrast so I can see the helicopter. And it looks like it's like faced up. I'm gonna just turn it around a little bit so it faces me. Just move it down a little bit. Okay. All right. Let's fit again. All right. So now we're gonna go into the camera, transform properties, and the point of interest and the position is what we have changed so far. So we're gonna just keyframe these at the very beginning, and then go to around like 6-second mark. You don't want to make it really any longer than that. And I'm just gonna make sure that's all I really care about. It's about 6 seconds. And so around here, I'm gonna bring it forward. Alright, so it's going out of the view, toggle between the camera, keys, and try again. Okay, so it's gonna go out that way. Okay, so now let's go back to around 4 seconds. Now, honestly, you can be done like right here. You can just make it go from here to here, here to here, and you'll be fine. Right? Let's RAM preview this. Right, so yeah, that's pretty much good enough. And all you have to do is color correct, and that's it. You've rotated your. You could be done right now. But what we're gonna do is, I kind of wanted to do this thing here where the helicopter comes in and goes away. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. But if you feel like, hey, I figured out how to use the helicopter thing, good for you. You're done. Okay. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do that move. So we're going to move this helicopter to the top, and I come back around like 4 seconds or something. And then move Okay, let's do another RAM preview and see what it looks like. Okay, so there's this little jump here, but does not look normal. So we have to kind of make that look natural. Okay, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do. It's kind of works sometimes. Sometimes it's harder than it should be, really. Okay, so first of all, you got to come down here, and if you go to the graph editor, this is what it looks like. And you can't really, if you're looking for the handlebars to make it look, space them out properly, you can't find them. Come over here, right click, and say separate dimensions. And what it's going to do is going to make each of these values separate. Okay? Alright, and for some reason, I don't know why, but you can't do the same thing to the point of interest. This is grayed out. But anyway, we'll work around that. So here, all I'm trying to do here is really make it smooth. Show what I'm trying to do. Y position, again, let's make it smooth. Z position, let's make it smooth. Okay, so it's still going to have a little bump. Let's do a ramp preview. Okay, so that bump is due to the point of interest. Now, there's several ways of doing this. Let's get out of the graph thing. I don't know, let's see what it looks like. Okay, so one time I tried this thing where I took all these and I said, hey, rove across time, and it moved to the left. Okay, this one I think might work. Let's try a ramp preview. No, it's still kind of weird. So the other way you can do it is, I'm going to hit Control Z. I'm going to just say, you can hit F9 or do keyframe assistant, easy ease to everything. And I'm going to just pull this out to the middle here. Okay, let's try it again. Ramp preview. Alright, so that smoothed it out. Alright. It's still a little bit artificial, and you can change that more if you want to. I'm just going to show you one other trick. You can go to the orientation here and do Alt click and say wiggle, every 0.5 seconds, like 0.1 degree, okay, in orientation. And that's I'm telling you, even that may be too much. Let's see what it does. So what happens is when I do that, the entire journey is made kind of uneven. So if there's unevenness somewhere else, you don't really catch it, right? So that's what I'm doing here. But you don't have to do it, okay? I just did that. So now what we have to do is come around here, and we have to make it turn. So for that, we are going to go back to element. Let's twirl the group 1 settings up and go to world transform, world rotation, and I believe it's the third one. Yeah, where it moves like that. So Control Z. Let's do a keyframe here. And let's go over here and do a minus, like, I don't know, 50 degrees. And let's see what happens here. Let's do a RAM preview. Okay, so that happens quite suddenly. Let's go to element, hit U. Let's make this thing easy this thing with an F9 or a right click. Let's see, again, RAM preview. Alright, so that's good. Okay. Maybe make this like, honestly, 0.05 or something. Even less. And now, what we need to do is I'm just going to copy my sound that I had on the other one. Kind of paste it here. Yeah. Let's see what it sounds like. There you go. Right, so perfect. So now we're pretty much done. This was actually, can't believe how easy this was. It took me a while to figure out how to do this thing. A smooth motion. Alright, so now what we want to do is go back into scene setup and just do some final things. Okay, you don't have to do any more. Again, you can quit watching this right now if you want to. But if you see this helicopter and if you go to my other helicopter, what I did was I made this little blinking light. If you can see it. Right, and this 2 other little lights things over here. I'm just going to show you how I did it. You know, through no additional modeling. Just go back to element. So we're going to do a few things here. First of all, I don't like this bright green thing here. So I'm going to make it the same color as the windows. Go back to the material view, and this material 36 is the offensive material, at least to my eyes. You might be fine with it. So I'm going to change it to this material, material number 26, and that color is 0B2331. So Control C, copy this thing, go in here, just paste it. Okay, and there's another one, the illumination. We want to change this also. Okay, so now this thing looks the same as the other glass. And the other thing I wanted to do was I didn't want these lights, these 2 lights, because I mean, if they're there, I want them to shine. I didn't know how to make them shine. I haven't spent that much time with this model. So I just decided I don't want it. So that's material, this 33 in the material view. Just click this off and that'll go away. But we want a light. So we're going to go under our model browser, the starter pack, which everybody should have. Comes with Element 3D. So put that in there. Let's put it in the same group. Now, we're going to make this thing scale 0.5% of what it is, okay? Now, go down. There you go. Turn it around. Hit shift or anything else. It doesn't have to be 90 degrees. And bring it up close to the very... Okay. And you can put, in the same way I put this little light bulb here, you can put another one in here and in here, but we're not going to do that right now. No need to make this tutorial longer. I'm just going to show you how I made it blink, okay? So, under this bulb, in the material view, not in the mesh view, in the material view, go to glass, come here, under illumination, change this color to red. And by the way, if you're going to make other bulbs here, do not duplicate this. And like if you duplicate this, Control D, and you think, okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it up here, over here, and make it blink, that's fine. But what's going to happen is you won't be able to change the color. If you change the color of one, it's going to affect the color of every single one. So what you want to do is you don't want to duplicate this bulb. You want to bring a new instance of the bulb in and then name it something else like bulb right, bulb left, and then change the color. Anyway, right now we change the color to, did I? Illumination. Okay, it didn't hold. Let's go back. This is the color we want. Okay. All right, so this is it. So we made it about 0.5% of what it was. And, you know, it may be different in your model depending on how big your helicopter is. However, you know, just play around with it. All right, so we're done with this. So now this thing has a light. So how do we make it blink? It's just here, right? So what we're going to do is, this is the only tedious part of it. So again, oh, sorry. So let's go back. I forgot something. So we're going to take this bulb and put it under. We already used aux channel 1 and aux channel 2 for the two rotors. We're going to take this bulb and put it under auxiliary channel 3. Okay? And then under group 1, aux channels, under aux channel 3, there's a thing for scale. So let's make sure this thing is the very beginning. We're gonna twirl this around. So this is at 1. It can go as high as 6. It's at 1 right now. We're just gonna hit the stopwatch to create a keyframe. Go to element, just hit U to find where is this thing, and it's obviously this keyframe. So we're gonna make it 0. Okay, go like page up, sorry, page down, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and make it like 1. Again, page down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, make it 0. And we do that again at the 2-second mark. Sorry, at the 1-second mark. There are 24 frames, so we are leaving like 18 frames alone, like 12 frames alone. And then at the 1 second mark, let's do this again. Let's copy this. And at the 1 second mark, we'll paste it. Okay? Now let's copy this whole thing. And let's go back to, go to 2 second mark. Paste. 4 second mark. Paste. Alright, so what you have is something that suddenly blinks. Boom, 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 boom. So every second it blinks. Now you can make it, if you don't like it, if you think it's too small, you know, you can make this, instead of 1, make it like 1.5 or something. 1.5 the scale. And you can do the same thing here. 1.5. Yeah, why not? 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. Maybe when it comes close, not 1.5. Maybe there should be 1. This is a little RAM preview. Alright. So now it's still not done, obviously. You know, we can do a lot more in terms of color correction. I'm just going to do some basic color correction. New adjustment layer. Just go to Effect, Color Correction, Curves. Let's do a basic curves. I'm sure all of you guys know how to do this, so I'm not showing you anything new. So just the curves adjustment and any other thing you'd like to do. One other thing I'm going to show you is, see right now that the sun is behind over here, right? But there's light over here. So what we want to do is add a parallel light that's going to look like it's coming from the sun. So it kind of like does a reflection over here. So layer, new light, and we want a parallel light. Okay, okay. Now this light's moving with this helicopter here. We don't want that. It's actually moving with the camera, not the helicopter. The camera transform properties. But anyway, so let's go to the 4 views. Okay, so this is where the light is, and this is where the source is. This is where the light's going to hit. So let's try to move this thing back behind this helicopter, not in front of it. So let's see here, X, Y, Z. Let's see. Okay, so it's moving that way. That's good. It's moving behind the helicopter. But let's take the target and paint it on the helicopter. Now let's move. You just find out, well, where is this source and where do I want to move it, and play around with it. Right, so we don't want to. We kind of want it to be the source one, like near where the sun is, and then we want to move it. Nope, not Y. In the Z direction. I want to move it. No, behind. Okay. Now move it up in the Y. So it's behind the helicopter. You can see the helicopter's this way. This is this way, and now you can take that target and paint helicopter. Okay. Maybe this is better, like we just do this way. I just play around with it, and that's what's happening. Now we'll go back to our main view. So this is supposed to be lighting this up, but I'm not sure how good a job it's doing, so let's go back to scene setup, and let's go to the model of the helicopter, and under material view, this material 25 is the fuselage, okay? So let's make that a little bit more reflective. Reflectivity, let's make it like 25% or something. Maybe too much, but maybe I want it. Okay, so now you've got this light reflection over here, and this is the ambient reflection. It's not totally dark, and you can think, well, this is too dark, and just take a look at this. There's no, you can't tell anything. Right? What can you tell about this helicopter? Nothing. There's just two lights, and there's a reflection. Right? Nobody notices it. It's just going to be there for 3 seconds. Okay? So we're doing, not as well, but, not that badly. So let's just do a little RAM preview. All right? Okay. So that's your tutorial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide you with the footage and the sound file in the description below if you just want to work with this particular file, okay? Leave me a comment if there's anything else on this tutorial I can help you with. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.